Welcome back to another CXC Social Studies video. We are just going to do a quick revision on section A of the syllabus, individual and society. I know that exam is upon us now. So for those of us who love to study from the syllabus, this is a good video that will assist you in getting that grade 1 that you deserve. So we're going to start with the family. What is a family? A family is a group of people living together under the same roof, related by blood, marriage, or adoption. I know that there are many different definitions for family, but if you have that one, it would have been correct. Now, based on the syllabus, it is asking us to examine different family types, relations, unions, and forms of marriage in the Caribbean and the wider world. So in simple terms, it is asking us what are the types of families in the Caribbean. We have the nuclear, the extended, the sibling household, and the single parent family. There are others, but because we are using the syllabus to guide our studying, we are just going to highlight those types of families that are outlined in the syllabus. Next, what are the types of unions in the Caribbean? I know that this is a common question that we often see on the CXC Social Studies examination, asking about types of unions in the Caribbean. Now, the types of unions in the Caribbean are, we have the visiting relationship, and this is where a man and a woman lives apart, but they maintain a consistent, intimate connection, but they are not legally married. We have the consensual or the common law union. And when we talk about the common law union, it's a long-term relationship between two people who have not yet been legally married but have been together for many years. And usually in a common law union or a consensual union, you'll find that children are involved because these two people have been in a sexual relationship for years, and they have produced children in their union, but they are not legally married. And we also have marriage as a type of union recognized in the Caribbean. And marriage is a legal union between a man and. Now, those were the three types of unions that are recognized in the Caribbean. Next, if you get a question asking you to examine the roles and responsibilities of adults and children of a Caribbean family. Now, you could approach this question by looking at the traditional roles of adults and children versus the contemporary roles and responsibilities of adults and children. So first we're going to look at the traditional roles of the male. As we know, it is said that the male is to be the breadwinner of the family. The male is to be the disciplinarian in the family. The male is to teach male children how to play football, baseball, ride a bicycle, etc. It is also the traditional role of a male in the family to ensure that things are done around the home. So if there is a leakage, it is expected that it is a male who will go and fix that leak. Another traditional role of the male is to love and cherish his wife and children. Now, what are some of the traditional roles of a female in the family? Well, stay home to cook, bathe, and take care of the children. Another traditional role of the female would be to show children emotional love, to teach children, especially the females, how to take care of a house, how to be a woman, how to be a wife, right? So those were the male traditional and female traditional roles. So back in the days, these were expected to be the roles and responsibilities of a male and female in a family. Now, I want you to look at this question. How can the school helps to prepare individuals for their roles in the family? From an early age, how can the school help to prepare males for their role in a family? How can the school help to prepare females for their roles and responsibilities in a family? You can leave your answers in the comment section. Now, we have looked at the traditional roles and the traditional roles of the male and the female in a family. The syllabus is now asking us to examine the causes and effects of the changes in the roles and the responsibilities of family members in Caribbean society. Now, we know that the traditional roles and males the traditional roles and responsibilities of males and females in a family have changed in this 21st century. Now, what are the causes of that? And how does these changes affects children, affects the male in the family, affects the female in the family? Now, when you look at in your home, what are some of the changes that you have observed in relation to the roles that different family members perform? And what do you think are some of the reasons for these changes? If you get a question on the examination asking you about the changes in roles and responsibilities of family members in the Caribbean society, these are some of the answers that you can write down and discuss. So, some of the factors which contribute to the change in roles and responsibilities of women, men, and children in the Caribbean family are status and increased rights of women in society, choice of employment, available technology, societal values, pressure, leisure activities, and educational opportunities. Now, you have listened to me listing all these factors. Now, you must be wondering, Miss, but how does these factors contribute to changes in family roles? How does these factors contribute to what were considered to be traditional roles and responsibility of family members versus what is now considered to be contemporary or 21st century roles and responsibilities of family members? Now, we're going to look at a few of these factors. Let us look at choice of employment. Traditionally, it was expected that the male is the breadwinner of the family. He is the one who is to go out, seek employment, and provide for his family, right? Traditionally, only males could do certain jobs. So those jobs are considered to be male-dominated jobs. You would not find a female being employed in a male-dominated job traditionally. However, we're seeing changes in the choice of employment. In contemporary or the 21st century family, we're seeing that females are now being employed in jobs that were once considered to be male dominated. We are now seeing females leaving their house and going to work. The females, they are now, in many families today, considered to be the breadwinners. And don't be surprised that in many families today, we have males staying home, taking care of the family, while the female go out to work, right? So we are seeing these changes occurring in our families. And one of the factors that accounts for all these changes are choice of employment. Another one that we could explain is educational opportunities. And we're going to look at it from both sides. Usually, females were the ones who would go to universities, go to colleges, and be trained to become nurses, doctors, etc. No, because of educational opportunities and scholarships that are being provided, we find that we are seeing where males are now becoming trained nurses. We are seeing, because of educational opportunities, males are now becoming hairdressers. We're seeing, because of educational opportunities, females are now becoming doctors. They are now becoming prime ministers. They are now becoming pilots, right? So these are some of the changes that we are seeing occurring in our families because, again, of governments in the Caribbean recognizing and implementing laws that protects and enforce the rights of women in society. We are seeing changes in the family. Usually, for example, when we talk about the workplace, females were paid less than males, and sometimes they were doing the same amount of work, but they were paid less. So governments are now implementing laws to ensure that females and males, they are paid equally once the work is done. We are seeing now where another right of women in society is sexual harassment in the workplace. So usually it is said that a woman could not get a job in certain workplace unless she sleeps or engage in sexual activity with the boss or something of that sort. But now there are rights to protect our females in the workplace from sexual harassment. So we are seeing all these changes in the family among male and females taking place. All right. So I want you to comment on available technology and leisure activities, and all these factors contribute to the changes in roles and responsibility of family members today. So you're going to look at what were the traditional roles of family members when it comes on to technology and leisure activities, and what are the contemporary or the 21st century roles and responsibility of the family members are. Now, so we have looked at the causes, the things that are causing the changes in roles and responsibilities of family members. As in everything, once there are changes, there must be some form of effects, right? So as a result of these changes, all right, so some of the answers that you could write for this question, and we're going to look at some of them individually, just in case you have to write an explanation for your answer. All right, so we're going to look at the first one. I'm not sure if we could look at all of these, but let us look at role conflict. All right, so traditionally, for example, it was the role and responsibility of the male to be the breadwinner of the family, right? Now, in today's society, we're finding many situations in a family where the father is now performing the role of the mother. He has to now stay home, is left to care for the children, take care of the home, while his wife is at work. And this can cause conflict because we know that our children, they are very smart now, and they may be asking questions. Daddy, why is it that mommy is always working and you are staying home? Right? And this can make a man very uncomfortable to explain to his children why is it that the role they are changing. So at school, children might see their fathers um, dropping off their sons or their daughters at the school gate, while in another family, it is the mother who's dropping off the children at the school gate, and this can cause children to question what is happening in terms of the role of their mother and father, right? So role conflict can be one of the results of the different changes that are taking place within a family. Another one that we could look at is marginalization of males. In simple terms, it just means that some people, especially traditional people, would complain that the males are not stepping up to the plate. They are not performing their traditional roles, which they are expected to, because we are finding that in many traditional, non-traditional families today, females, they are the dominant person within the family. Usually, traditionally, it is a male who's the dominant one in the family. He's a disciplinarian, the breadwinner, and all of that. But we're finding now that as a result of the change in roles, females in many families are now the dominant person. They are the breadwinner for their family. They are the disciplinarian in their families. They are the decision makers in their families, right? And while we see it in today's society where um, unemployment is high, and we would find that a lot of males, they are now seeking employment overseas, leaving the females to take care of the home, to be the disciplinarian, most time to be the breadwinner because they're also contributing to the family, and to be the lead or the dominant member of the family. So we are finding that marginalization of males is becoming more and more in our families. And I'm just going to look at one more, and then I'm going to ask you to explain the others in the comment section. Let's look at identity crisis. All right, in simple terms, it is expected again that the males, they are the breadwinners of the family. But in today's society, we are seeing that females, they are earning more money than males. They are disciplining children than what males are expected to do. They are making more decisions in their families than males, and this can cause identity crisis to occur in a family, right? Because one partner may feel, and in this case is usually the male, they may feel that their status or their image is being diminished by the female because the female is now taking charge and doing what society expects that it should be a male job or a male role or a male responsibility. So we're going to stop here today. We do not want to make the video too long, so I hope that this will help you significantly in your preparation for your examination. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Leave a comment, turn on that notification bell, and give this video a like.